Trust your vision, for it is the only light that guides you when the world is dark. It's not given to you by chance. It's forged from your experiences, your pain, your ambition. It's the one thing no one else can see but you, and that makes it sacred. Yet, in a world full of noise, full of doubt, people will try to make you question it. They'll tell you to follow the beaten path, to play it safe, to stay in line. But those voices, they are not yours. They don't know the fire that burns in your chest, the dreams that keep you awake at night, or the strength that carries you forward when everything else tells you to stop. Your vision isn't for them to understand. It's not theirs to validate or approve. It's yours. And if you want it to come alive, you have to protect it. You have to shield it from the world's cynicism, from the whispers of doubt, from the weight of fear. Because visions are fragile in their infancy, but they grow stronger every time you choose to trust them. Every time you act, every time you move forward despite the odds, you breathe life into that vision, turning it into something real, something unbreakable. But trust doesn't come easy, does it? Not when the road ahead is uncertain, when every step feels like a risk, not when failure seems to lurk around every corner. Yet the truth is, failure isn't the enemy, it's the teacher. It's the crucible that tempers your resolve, sharpens your focus, and reveals the strength you didn't know you had. So don't fear it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Let it refine you, not define you. Because the only real failure is giving up on your vision, letting it wither in the face of adversity. You'll face moments when the world feels heavy, when the weight of responsibility and expectation tries to crush you. In those moments, you'll be tempted to look for shortcuts, for an easier way. But shortcuts rob you of the journey, and the journey is where the growth happens. The struggle, the sweat, the sacrifices, they're not just the price of your vision. They're the proof of your commitment. They're what separate those who dream from those who do. And you're not just a dreamer. You're a doer, a fighter, a builder. The world doesn't hand out victories. It doesn't reward mediocrity. It tests you, challenges you, forces you to prove how much you want, what you say you want. And that's where most people fall short. They talk about their vision, but they don't live it. They let fear and comfort hold them back. But not you. You're here because you know what it takes. You're here because you're willing to bleed for what you believe in, to endure the pain, the uncertainty, the loneliness, because deep down, you know that the vision you carry is worth it. There will be nights when sleep feels like a distant memory, when doubt creeps in like a thief, stealing your peace. But in those moments, close your eyes and remember why you started. Remember the fire that ignited this journey, the hunger that drove you to take the first step. Hold on to that. Let it guide you through the darkness, because every great vision demands sacrifice. It demands that you give more than you thought you had, that you push further than you thought you could. And every time you do, you get closer to becoming the person your vision needs you to be. The journey will change you, that's inevitable. It will break parts of you that no longer serve you, and build new parts that are stronger, sharper, more resilient. It will test your character, your patience, your faith in yourself. But that's the point. Visions aren't meant to be easy. They're meant to transform you, to pull you out of the comfort of who you were and into the greatness of who you're meant to become. They demand growth, and growth is never painless. People will watch you, some in awe, some in envy, some in doubt. They'll project their fears onto you, questioning your decisions, your path, your worth. But remember, they're not the ones walking your road. They're not the ones carrying your vision. So don't let their opinions become chains around your feet. Don't let their doubts become echoes in your mind. Silence the noise and focus on your path. Trust that your vision is leading you where you're meant to go, even when the way isn't clear. And when the moments of success come, and they'll be sweeter because of the struggle. They'll carry the weight of every battle fought, every tear shed, every sacrifice made, you'll stand at the summit of your journey and look back at the path you carved, the odds you defied, and you'll know it's all worth it. Not because the world finally sees your vision, but because you made it real. Because you believed in it when no one else did. Because you trusted yourself when it would have been easier to give up. But don't stop there. Your vision isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's the foundation upon which you'll build even greater things. Because once you've proven to yourself what's possible, the horizon expands. What once seemed out of reach becomes the starting point for new dreams, new goals, new battles. That's the beauty of vision. It doesn't have limits, only possibilities. So trust your vision, not just today, but every day. Trust it in the face of failure, in the grip of fear, in the quiet moments when no one else can see what you see. Trust it not because it's easy, but because it's necessary, because it's yours, and because in the end, it's not the world that defines you, it's the strength of your vision and your unyielding belief in its power to change everything. And when the time comes, when the dust has settled, and you stand in the aftermath of your battles, you'll understand something profound. It was never just about the vision itself. It was about the person you became in pursuit of it. The sleepless nights, the scars you earned, the doubts you silenced, they weren't obstacles. They were the making of you. They were the fires that forged a version of you that's unrecognizable from who you were at the start. The beauty of trusting your vision is that it forces you to evolve. It compels you to strip away the layers of fear, weakness, and uncertainty. It pushes you to discover your limits, only to surpass them. And in doing so, it gives you a gift that no success, no recognition, no external validation ever could. The knowledge that you are enough, that you have the strength, the courage, and the resilience to create something extraordinary from nothing but your will and belief. But don't let that strength breed complacency. The moment you stop trusting your vision is the moment you stop growing. Life will always test you, no matter how far you've come, and the vision you hold today will evolve into something greater tomorrow. That's the nature of this journey. It doesn't end. It expands. The higher you climb, the more there is to see, to reach for, to achieve. So never let the fire go out. Never let the comfort of success dim the hunger that got you here. Keep trusting your vision, even when it changes, even when it demands more from you than you think you can give. Because the truth is, as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep believing, there's nothing you can't achieve. There's no limit to what your vision can become. And as you continue walking that path, remember that trust in your vision isn't just about the destination. It's about faith in the journey. It's about waking up each day, knowing the road ahead won't always be kind, won't always be fair, but choosing to walk it anyway. It's about facing rejection, betrayal, and failure head on, with the unwavering belief that these moments don't define you, they shape you. They prepare you for what's next, for what your vision demands of you. The truth is, the bigger your vision, the lonelier the path can feel. People might not understand you. They'll question why you sacrifice so much, why you push so hard, why you refuse to settle. But that's not their fault. Your vision isn't theirs to carry, and they're not meant to see what you see, so don't seek their approval. Don't let their lack of understanding make you second-guess your purpose. You weren't born to live by their expectations. You were born to break barriers, to rewrite rules, to create a life that no one else could imagine but you. And when the world tries to drown out your belief, when the noise becomes deafening, and the weight feels unbearable, that's when you lean to your vision even harder. That's when you remind yourself why you started. You see, the journey towards something extraordinary isn't supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would do it. The sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the moments of doubt, they're the price you pay for the privilege of chasing something that matters. And in those moments, you need to become your own voice of reason, your own source of strength, because no one else can carry this burden for you. Trusting your vision is a choice you make every single day. It's not a one-time decision. It's a commitment, a vow to yourself that no matter what comes, no matter who doubts you, no matter how many times you fall, you will not give up. It's waking up to the grind when every bone in your body wants to rest. It's saying, just one more step, when the finish line feels miles away. It's refusing to surrender even when surrender seems like the easiest option. Because deep down you know this: the moment you give in, the moment you quit, you lose something far greater than your dream. You lose yourself. And losing yourself, that's the one thing you can't afford. That's why you keep pushing. That's why you fight through the exhaustion, through the setbacks, through the moments that test your very soul. Because this isn't just about the life you're trying to build, it's about proving to yourself that you're strong enough to build it. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing you didn't let fear win. You didn't let doubt win. You didn't let the world dictate your story. And yes, the world will try. It will throw every obstacle in your path, not because it wants you to fail, but because it wants to see how much you're willing to endure for what you want. Every closed door, every lost opportunity, every betrayal is a question. How much do you really want this? And every time you keep going, every time you push forward, you're answering that question with your actions. You're saying more than you can imagine. But understand this: trusting your vision doesn't mean you won't have doubts. You will. You'll question if you're good enough, if you're strong enough, if you're on the right path. That's normal. Doubt is a companion on this road, but it doesn't have to be your master. Let it walk beside you if it must, but never let it take the lead. Because the moment you allow doubt to dictate your choices, you lose control. And if there's one thing you must never surrender, it's control over your own destiny. Your vision is your compass. It points you toward your purpose, even when the road is unclear, even when the path is covered in shadows. Trust it. Trust that every small step forward is bringing you closer to the life you're meant to live. Trust that every setback is a lesson, every failure a stepping stone. Trust that the sacrifices you're making now will be worth it in the end. Because the truth is, the world doesn't reward mediocrity. It doesn't hand out success to those who dabble, to those who hesitate, to those who stop halfway. The world rewards those who persist, who endure, who trust their vision when no one else does. And when you reach that point, when your vision starts to become reality, you'll understand that the journey wasn't about the destination at all. It was about the person you became along the way. It was about the resilience you built, the strength you discovered, the fire you lit within yourself. You'll look back at the hardships, the failures, the moments when you almost gave up, and you'll realize they weren't roadblocks. They were building blocks. They were the very things that prepared you for the success you're now standing in. But don't get comfortable. Don't let success lull you into complacency. Because the moment you stop trusting your vision, the moment you stop pushing forward, is the moment you start to fall back. Growth is a constant process, a never-ending climb. And the higher you climb, the more the world will expect from you, the more your vision will demand of you. So don't let up. Don't let the fire dim. Keep trusting, keep climbing, keep pushing. Because here's the thing about vision: it's not just about you. It's about the people you inspire, the lives you touch, the legacy you leave behind. When you trust your vision, you're not just building a better life for yourself. You're showing others what's possible. You're lighting the way for those who are still lost in the dark, proving to them that they too can trust their dreams, their purpose, their fire. And that's what makes all of this worth it. So trust your vision. Trust it when it's hard. Trust it when it hurts. Trust it when it feels like the world is against you. Trust it because it's yours, because it's the most honest, authentic part of who you are. Trust it because if you don't, no one else will. And trust it because, in the end, it's the only thing that truly matters, the only thing that will guide you to a life worth living. And as you move forward, carrying that vision in your heart, understand that the path you're on is not just for the faint of heart. It's not for those who seek comfort or for those who shy away from pain. This is the path of the relentless, the bold, the unwavering. Every step you take is a declaration of your commitment, not only to your vision, but to yourself. You're telling the world and yourself that you are willing to pay the price, no matter how steep, to bring that vision to life. But here's the truth no one talks about. The most dangerous moments won't be the obvious challenges. They won't be the big failures or the visible obstacles. The most dangerous moments will be the quiet ones, the moments when nothing seems to be happening, when the world is still and you're left alone with your thoughts, when progress feels invisible and you begin to wonder if it's all worth it. Those moments are the real test. They will whisper to you, tempting you to stop, to settle, to give up. They will try to convince you that maybe your vision wasn't meant to be. But it's in those moments when no one is watching, when no one is cheering you on, that you must hold on the tightest. That's when you dig deep, deeper than you've ever gone, and remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself that every dream worth chasing demands patience, that greatness is never achieved overnight, that the silence, the stillness, is not the end, but a part of the process, a necessary chapter in your story. Because the truth is, while the world measures success in trophies, applause, and visible rewards, real success is built in the shadows. It's built in the hours no one sees, in the work no one claps for, in the battles you fight alone. Your vision isn't built on moments of glory. It's built on the thousand small, thankless actions that pave the way for those moments. It's built on showing up, day after day, even when the results are invisible, even when the doubts are loud, and when the world finally sees the fruits of your labor. When your vision comes alive, they'll call it luck. They'll say you were destined for it, as if it just fell into your lap. But you'll know the truth. You'll know the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt that could have broken you but didn't. You'll know it wasn't luck. It was you, your grit, your perseverance, your unshakable trust in the vision that no one else could see. But don't get it twisted. Trusting your vision doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean shutting out advice or refusing to learn. It means knowing the difference between the voices that guide you and the ones that mislead you. It means being humble enough to grow, but strong enough to stay true to your path. It's a balance, a dance between confidence and humility, between listening and leading. And when you master that, you become unstoppable. Because a person who trusts their vision is a person who cannot be swayed. They cannot be broken by failure or shaken by criticism. They walk through fire, not because they're fearless, but because they know the fire is temporary and their vision is eternal. They face rejection, not because it doesn't sting, but because they know it's a step forward, not a step back. They keep going, not because it's easy, but because they understand that every great thing in life comes with a price and they're willing to pay it. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep building. Let your vision be your guide, your anchor, your North Star. Let it be the reason you wake up in the morning and the last thing you think about at night. Let it fuel you when you're tired, lift you when you're low, and remind you, in every moment of doubt, why you did this journey in the first place. Because in the end, it's not just about achieving the vision. It's about who you become in the process. It's about the strength you build, the lessons you learn, the lives you touch. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined, that you are stronger, braver, and more relentless than the world ever gave you credit for. And when you reach the end of this road, when your vision stands before you, fully realized, you'll know it wasn't just worth it, it was everything. And when you stand there, at the summit of everything you've worked for, take a moment, not to celebrate, not to boast, but to reflect. To look back at the journey that brought you here, the sacrifices you made, the pain you endured, the battles you fought in silence. Because it's not the end result that defines you. It's the road you walked to get there. That road, with all its twists and turns, with all its storms and shadows, was where you became who you are. But don't let that moment last too long. Success is dangerous. It has a way of whispering lies into your ear, of telling you that you've done enough, that you've earned the right to stop. Don't believe it. The moment you stop moving, the moment you stop trusting your vision, you begin to lose the very fire that got you here. Because trust isn't a one-time thing. It's not something you can turn off and on. It's a way of life, a mindset, a discipline. You have to keep feeding it, keep nurturing it, or it will wither. The truth is, there is no finish line, no final destination, because as soon as you achieve one vision, another one will reveal itself. That's the beauty of it. The hunger never dies. It evolves. It grows with you. And as long as you're alive, as long as there's breath in your lungs and fire in your heart, there will always be more to strive for, more to build, more to become. So don't fear the climb. Don't fear the weight of your vision. Embrace it. Carry it proudly, knowing that it's not a burden, but a gift, a purpose, a reason to wake up every morning and fight like hell for something bigger than yourself. And when the world tries to tell you to stop, to slow down, to settle, look it in the eye and say, number. Say it with conviction. Say it with power. Because you didn't come this far to stop now. You came this far to prove to yourself that nothing, not fear, not failure, not the doubts of others could stop you. You came this far to become the person you were always meant to be. And that person, they don't quit. They don't settle. They don't let the world dictate their worth or their path. They trust their vision, even when it seems impossible, even when it feels like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. And that trust, that unshakable belief, it's the most powerful weapon you'll ever have. Because the world doesn't belong to the strongest or the smartest. It belongs to the ones who refuse to give up, the ones who keep moving forward, no matter what. The ones who trust their vision so deeply, so completely, that nothing can shake them. That's who you are. That's what you're capable of. So keep going, keep trusting, keep building, because your vision isn't just a dream. It's your truth, your fire, your reason. And as long as you hold on to that, as long as you trust it with everything you have, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. Nothing. Because trust in your vision doesn't end when you've achieved what you set out to do. It's not a one-time act of faith. It's a lifelong commitment. Even when you stand at the pinnacle of your success, there will be new mountains to climb, new challenges to face, new visions to chase. And the world will test you again and again, asking if you still have the strength, the courage, the will to keep moving forward. It's in those moments you'll realize that trusting your vision wasn't just about reaching the top. It was about finding the strength to start over, to reinvent yourself, to push past new limits. Because the truth is, life doesn't stop testing you just because you've proven yourself once. It will keep coming for you, with new storms, new doubts, new battles. And the question is, will you let those moments break you? Or will you rise again, as you've done before, with your vision burning brighter than ever? You have to remind yourself that no matter how far you've come, the fire that got you there can never go out. It must stay alive, fed by the belief that there is always more to achieve, more to learn, more to give. But let's be clear, this isn't about perfection. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall. You'll have moments where the weight feels unbearable, where the fear of failure looms larger than ever. And in those moments, it's not your strength that will carry you forward. It's your trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your resilience. Trust in the vision that brought you this far and will take you further still. Because it's not the falls that define you. It's how you rise. You see, the world will always have its doubts. There will always be people waiting for you to fail, waiting to say, "I told you so." But their doubts are not your burden to carry. Their disbelief is not your truth. The only voice that matters is yours, the one that tells you to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing. And when you silence the noise, when you drown out the doubts, you'll find that your vision becomes clearer, sharper, stronger. But here's the thing about trust: it's not passive, it's active. It demands action, commitment, sacrifice. Trusting your vision means doing the work, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when no one else believes in you. It means showing up every day, ready to fight for what you want, ready to push through the pain, ready to embrace the struggle. Because the struggle is where the magic happens. The struggle is where you grow, where you learn, where you become the person your vision demands you to be. So don't run from it. Don't fear the pain, the doubt, the obstacles. Embrace them. Use them. Let them fuel you. Let them sharpen you. Let them remind you why you started. Because every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you really are. And the more you prove it, the more unstoppable you become. And when the world finally sees what you've built, when your vision becomes a reality, they'll call you an overnight success. They'll say you were lucky, that it all came easily to you, but you'll know the truth. You'll know the countless hours of work, the sacrifices no one saw, the battles no one understood. You'll know that it wasn't luck, it was trust. Trust in your vision, trust in yourself, trust in the belief that no matter how hard it got, no matter how far you had to go, you would find a way. Because that's who you are. Someone who doesn't quit, someone who doesn't give in, someone who trusts their vision so deeply, so completely, that nothing, not fear, not failure, not the doubts of the world can shake them. And as long as you hold on to that trust, as long as you keep moving forward, there's nothing you can't achieve. Nothing. So stand tall. Keep fighting. Keep believing. And remember, your vision isn't just a dream. It's a promise. A promise to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. A promise that no matter what comes your way, you will not break. You will not falter. You will not stop. Because you've trusted your vision this far, and you're just getting started. Because the journey doesn't end with the realization of your vision. It only evolves. When you've reached what you once thought was the finish line, you'll see it clearly for what it is: a starting point for the next chapter. That's the way life works. The moment you think you've conquered it all, it whispers, there's more. More to discover, more to create, more to... And if you've built your foundation on trust, trust in your vision, and trust in yourself, you won't see that as a burden. You'll see it as an invitation. Because the truth is, the person who trusts their vision doesn't rest. Not in the way the world defines rest. Rest isn't sitting back and letting life pass you by. Rest isn't about escaping the weight of your dreams. Rest, for someone like you, is in the moments of quiet strength. The moments where you stand still, not because you're done, but because you're gathering yourself for the next move. Rest is a pause, not an end. It's the calm before the storm you're about to unleash. And when you unleash it, when you channel everything you are into everything you do, the world will take notice. It will see the fire in your eyes, the unyielding determination in your stride. And for some, it will be inspiring. For others, it will be terrifying. Because when a person trusts their vision, they become unstoppable. And the world fears what it cannot control. But here's where you need to be careful. The world will try to tame you. It will try to pull you into its rhythm, to make you comfortable, complacent. It will offer you distractions disguised as rewards. comfort disguised as success. Don't fall for it. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the voice inside you, the one that knows there's more, the one that refuses to settle, to shrink, to play small, because your vision isn't small. It's vast, it's infinite, and it will demand everything from you. But that's the point, isn't it? To give everything, to hold nothing back, to pour your heart, your soul, your very being into something so powerful, so meaningful, that it leaves a mark on this world long after you're gone. So keep going, keep trusting, keep building. The road ahead will not be easy, but it was never meant to be. Easy roads don't lead to greatness. Comfortable paths don't forge legends. You weren't made for ease. You were made for fire, for challenge, for the relentless pursuit of something greater. And every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, every doubt you silence, it all leads you closer to that vision. And when you get there, you won't just see the vision. You'll see yourself, the person you've become, stronger, wiser, unbreakable. And in that moment, you'll realize that it was never just about the vision. It was about the transformation, about proving to yourself that you were capable of enduring, of thriving, of creating something extraordinary out of nothing but belief. So never stop, never doubt, never lose sight of what you're fighting for, because the world needs people like you, people who trust their vision, who refuse to give in, who show the rest of us what it means to truly live. And if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this: the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Trust your vision, and you'll see that there are no limits at all.